Okay, a lot of you have been asking me about this, and I wanted to do a video on it, but in order to get it out within a reasonably quick period of time, because this is one of those, time-sensitive type of things, I have to do this with audio only. So I'm just going to show you Tomi Lahren's big, pissed-off feminist, over 33, even though she's not over 33, we'll talk about that in a minute, rant, and go through this with my comments. Now, as always, I'm not going to tell you the standard line, the standard red pill thing of everything she's saying is bullshit. What a bitch. She's totally wrong at everything. Men are perfect. There's nothing wrong with men. Instead, as always, it is my job here to give you the objective truth, rationality, and objectivity instead of a bunch of bias and opinion. There are some things she says in this rant where she is right. She is absolutely correct about a lot of things that men are doing wrong. And there are a lot of things she says during this rant where she is being a psycho and she is completely wrong and completely irrational and in many cases flat out delusional. And I'm going to call out both of these things, both when she is right and when she is being unfair and crazy. But we'll go through this step by step. Here we go.
So normally I do final thoughts and I do Instagram lives and I do rants about politics. There's plenty to talk about in politics right now. Do it every day. It's a great time. But something as of recently has been on my mind, and I consider myself a teacher, a helper, someone who could possibly inspire people to be better. So with that being said, this is a PSA for all the men out there and all the boys who think they're men, but they're actually boys. This is going to be the summer of canceling boys. Now, from my own personal experiences and the experiences of all of my friends, which range in age from 24 to 36, we've all got issues. Now, I will also say this. All of my friends are attractive. All of my friends are successful. All of my friends have something going on. Almost every single one of them have an issue with men. And you have to start looking at that and thinking, if an age range of that many people, including myself, living really all over the country and being blonde, brunette, short hair, long hair, tan, super white, super pale, these women range in every body type and everything. They're all successful, they're all intelligent, they're all good people. But if all of these women, including myself, are having issues, then I have to think, it might not be us. It might be you. It might be men. It might be men.
Of course, it might be men. It can't be anything having to do with the commonality of these types of women. Now, as I've talked about, there are three types of women in terms of personality types. There are dominants, and when I say dominant, I'm not talking about BDSM or sex. I'm talking about a personality style. There are women who are dominants, there are women who are submissives, and there are women who are independents. So a dominant is a woman who needs to be in control. She needs to kind of be in charge, at least kind of in charge, at least 60% in charge. And if she's not in charge, she gets very uncomfortable. Then there are submissives who are the opposite. Those are women who prefer that other people or the man she's with make the big decisions so she can kind of relax because she doesn't want that kind of responsibility. And if something goes wrong, she prefers that because that way she can point at someone else because it wasn't her decision. Those are the submissives. Then there are independents. And there are very few of these women. These are the loose equivalent of alpha male 2.0s. These are women who are strong and confident like dominants, but very chill and relaxed because they don't need to control you. They don't give a shit about what you do. It really doesn't matter. So what personality style of those three do you think Tomi Lahren is? Clearly she is not only a dominant, she is an extreme dominant. And I have known that of her since I first started watching her videos way back on Fox News and whatever, many, many, many years ago. I said, my God, this is one of the most dominant women I've ever seen in my life. Now, these women that she's describing, all of her friends who are quote unquote attractive and successful, what do you think they are? Do you think they're submissive women? You think they're chill, independent women? Or are they dominants? They're dominants. So that's probably why they're having these challenges with modern day men. Now, that doesn't mean men are completely innocent, but it's interesting how Tomi assumes that if all these women who are these high maintenance, dominant chicks are having problems with men not doing what they're told, clearly it's men's fault. Yeah, right.
Now, I've often talked about the pussification of America and how men are no longer men. I talk to my mom about this a lot, and she says, well, maybe it's just the guys in Texas. Maybe it's just the guys in Los Angeles. Maybe it's just the guys. It is not just the guys in Los Angeles, Nashville, Dallas, and they're not any better in the Midwest. Quite frankly, I think they're trash all over this country in the age range of about 20 to I think about 55, maybe even 60. A lot of men are trash.
Now, first she talked about the pussification of men, how men are becoming pussies. Guess what? She's right. She is correct on this. Now, later she calls men trash. That's incorrect. We'll cover that in a second. But guess who else has been talking about how men have become more pussified and beta and submissive and feminine over the last 10, 20, 30 years? Me. She's correct. And this is the problem with men. Men, you're fucking this up. You're fucking this up big time. Yes, men have become pussies. Men have become more pussy every 10 years. Men were bad in 2010, 10 years ago. Guess what? They're now worse. And Tomi is right. It is across the board. It's not just younger guys, although yes, younger guys tend to be worse. It's guys in their 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s. It's men across the board. She's absolutely correct. Now, where she's wrong and goes too far is that she says men are trash. Clearly, men are not trash, but men certainly are more pussified. And yes, you can't just deny this. You can't just watch women like Tomi Lahren bitch and moan and say, oh, what a bitch, and discount these things. These women, these angry, feministy, dominant women, with all their problems, which we will address in this video, are still correct when they say that men have become pussies. They're right. They have.
A lot of men don't know how to treat women. A lot of men don't know how to really, quite frankly, pull their heads out of the sand and pay attention. So I am going to help you. And these are some of the things that I've experienced, and these are some of the things my friends have experienced. I'm just going to lay a few things out. They haven't all happened to me. Some of them have just happened to my friends. A lot of them have happened to me.
Okay, if you listened very carefully what she just said, she said two things that are very important. She said, men do not know how to treat women who treat a woman, and men do not know how to pay attention. Right. When you are a dominant woman, you expect a man to kiss your ass, to service you, to buy you dinner, to promise monogamy to you, even if you've never had sex. We'll get to that one in a few minutes. Don't worry about that. And all kinds of other submissive beta male bullshit. And if you don't agree to these things, you, quote, don't know how to treat a woman. Number one. Number two, she said, you don't know how to pay attention. Yes, dominants require men to pay attention to them, to kiss their ass, to hang on their every word. Yes, that is what dominant women want. By the way, the corollary is the alpha male 1.0. The alpha male 1.0 wants people to pay attention to him, especially women, and listen to him and hear him. It's very important for dominant women and alpha male 1.0s to be heard. It's very, very important. When you're an alpha male 2.0, you don't give a rat fuck if people pay attention to you. You're busy off doing your own thing. Same thing when you're an independent woman, and they're very rare too. But just pay attention to her language here. This is what she's bitching about.
So, the first thing, and I've made notes, by the way. I've made notes. This is how invested I am in this, because I've been thinking about this for about 2 weeks solid now. First question for men. If you like a girl, if you're even somewhat interested in a girl, you need to ask yourself this question. Are you single? No, I don't mean are you kind of single, seeing 5 people, dating somebody, still kind of in a relationship, kind of broken up, kind of on again, off again, kind of married, kind of divorced. Are you actually single? That means single. You have nobody. You have no complications. You have no attachments. You are actually single. That is the first question, believe it or not, that needs to be asked. And ladies, you should be asking it, because in 2020, it's not a given anymore that a guy that's actively pursuing you is actually single. So that's the first thing.
Oh my God. Okay. This is the biggest one. Tomi, with all due respect, you're a lovely person. Fuck off. Go to hell. No. There is a specific reason why a man should not commit to exclusivity or some kind of monogamy before he pursues a woman who is a maybe. That is complete bullshit. As a matter of fact, that's what I did for the first 15 years of my adult life, and I know a lot of you have too. If you have no other women on the radar and you go after this one woman like she's saying, what happens when after 2 or 3 dates, that woman says, okay, thanks, but no thanks. And then she leaves you in the dust and you have no one. That's stupid. That is completely unrealistic. That is completely inefficient. That is completely unfair. What you should instead do is date multiple women, and then over time, the best one rises from the pack, and that's the one you get serious with. That's how I found my wife. That's how I found my ex-girlfriend who I dated before my wife. Not that I cleared the decks and made sure there were no other women and went on this first date with this one completely unknown, hoping that she'll say yes. That's insane. That is absolutely ridiculous and unfair. It's bullshit. And dominant women do this all the time. They expect some sort of exclusivity before you even go out on the first date, or even at least by the second or third date. You need to clear the decks. I need to be the only woman. So that way, when I decide I don't want to see you in 2 weeks, tough shit, buddy. Tough shit for you. Not to mention the fact that monogamy doesn't even fucking work. But you know what? Let's not even go there. Let's not even muddy the waters with that discussion. Let's pretend for a minute we live in a Disney fantasy land where sexual monogamy works great. It doesn't, obviously, but let's say it does. Even if your objective is to find a long-term partner or girlfriend or wife or what have you and be monogamous, you still should not do what she's suggesting. You should still date 3, 4, 5, 6 different women. Hell to the yes. And then when you find the one that you like and you know for sure she likes you, and that's a big if, that's the deciding factor here. You know for sure she likes you. She's had sex with you several times. She enjoys you. She clearly wants to be with you. Then at that time, if you wanted to be monogamous, which you shouldn't, then you can dump the other women, or in my case, downgrade the other women. Then at that point, not right off the fucking bat. She literally said that's the first question you need to ask. Are you truly single? Yes. She wants every man who goes on a first date with her to make sure he has no other women in his life. Absolute fucking bullshit. Do not do this. It is this is, and I call this in my books, MNS, monogamous but not serious. It is when a woman demands that she is the only woman in your life and you're not even not serious. You're not even really dating yet. You're just going on a first few dates. You haven't even had sex yet. And I have had women like this, women like Tomi, demand that I stop seeing other women before we even had sex for the first time. Insane. Women have every right to dump you whenever they want. Tomi has every right to dump your ass if she doesn't like you on the second date, third date, fourth date, whatever. She has every right to do that. I don't resent women for having that right, unlike a lot of guys. That's fine. But then I have the right to hedge my bets and be dating other women. So if Tomi decides she doesn't like me, I've got 2 or 3 other hot chicks I can then spend my time with. Period. End of story.
The second thing that I think is very important that men don't seem to understand. There are very few women out there, and I'm speaking from personal experience as well as from all of my friends and all the women, quite frankly, that I talk to. There is not a woman out there that wants to be your pen pal. She doesn't want to get your texts, your good morning texts, your good night texts, your random through the day texts, if they don't follow up with a plan to actually, here's the kicker, in person, hang out. Now, I know what you're saying. Oh, it's COVID. People can't hang out in person. This has not been a 4-month problem. This has been a 5-year problem that I've experienced with men and my friends have experienced with men. Women do not want a pen pal. We don't want a texting pal. We quite frankly don't care if you text us all day or if you don't text us at all. If you're not going to make a plan to actually see us in person, not interested.
All right. Well, a lot of you are going to hate what I'm about to say here, but guess what? She's right. This is a huge problem with men, and it has actually gotten worse over the past 5, 6, 7 years. Numerous other women have complained about exactly this. I have seen men in real time actually do this, where they hit women up on their phones, over social media, and even on dating sites, just to like shoot the shit and just to have these bullshit conversations, not actually to meet up. That is why I have taught and will continue to teach the only time you contact a woman is when you are scheduling the next meet with that woman. That's it. You don't just say, so how's it going? And just bullshit with her on the phone. Yes, women get very irritated with that, and I would get irritated with that if I was a woman and men were treating me that way. So unfortunately, again, I have to be objective here. When Tomi says this, she's right. A lot of you guys are really, really, really bad at this. You just bullshit with women. It's almost like a lot of guys, I'm not sure why guys do this. It's almost like they're fantasizing that they're going out on a date with her, having sex with her, rather than actually trying to fucking do it. Do you think I have ever texted a woman or called a woman just to talk and shoot the shit? Literally never. And you can ask women I have dated. If I ever initiate a text, it's to schedule the next time that we're going to meet up in real life and have sex. And if you guys did that and were better at that, it would be a much better world. So sorry, guys, you fucked this one up. Tomi is right on this one.
And if you do have a woman out there that just wants to be your pen pal, it's probably because she has a boyfriend or a husband or a wife or whatever. We don't want a pen pal. But that also leads me to my second point. This is going to be backwards for you guys. Make plans. Make a plan. Do not assume that you can text somebody randomly in the middle of the day, what are you doing? Or text them at midnight or 1 a.m. or 2 a.m. or even just within hours of when you actually want to see them and think that they're going to be available. I personally, once I get home and I take my makeup off and I'm watching TV, I'm no longer interested. So if you didn't make a plan earlier in the day, or better yet, a day or 2 or 3 in advance, I'm not interested. I don't want to hang out anymore because that ship has sailed. Make a plan. I want to hang out with you at this time. It doesn't have to even be a date. I want to see you at this time. Are you free at this time? Or when are you free? I will accommodate my schedule to see you. When are you free? I want to see you. I know it's not rocket science, but men of 2020, it seems like it's pretty difficult for you to figure out.
Yeah, again, she's right. She's right about this. Guys are really, really bad at setting up dates, making commitments to schedules. And I'm really not sure why men have gotten bad like this. Usually, historically, men were the good ones at this. Men were good at this and women were bad at this. Well, as we know, as the Western world continues to collapse, more and more men become more beta and feminized and pussified, and more women, like Tomi Lahren, become more dominant, masculine, and organized. Not a good trend. This is on men. This is men's fault.
And I'm not a feminist, so please don't take this as a feminist rant. I love men. I think men are great. I think men have failed themselves and they've failed us. And I'm just trying to help you out because I think there are a lot of really great guys out there who need a little help. And I don't think that there are a lot of women that are stepping up and saying these things and not FaceTime me, I swear to God. Quite frankly, I don't think that there are a lot of women that aren't raging feminists that don't look like Lena Dunham. They're saying these things to you. So I'm going to go ahead and say them because they need to be said. I am really so sick of my friends having to deal with trash men. I am tired of dealing with trash men, so I'm going to help you out. Make plans.
Yeah, angry, bitchy feminists are going to say these things to you. So I, Tomi Lahren, an attractive right-winger, are going to say these feminist talking points and call men trash. She is a feminist. She does think men are trash. Now, I want you to pay very, very close attention to what I'm about to say. And this is probably the most important thing I'm going to say in this video. You ready for this? You Donald Trump supporters, you quasi-right-wingers, traditional conservatives, alt-right, alt-light, whatever the fuck you want to call yourselves. You guys, back in 2016, during the Hillary Trump election, you guys were all over my blogs and all over my email screaming and just joyous about, oh, this is so great that America has finally turned back to the right. Oh, thank God. The pendulum has finally swung back to the right. And when I laughed in your fucking faces because you guys are delusional, you guys said, well, how do you explain Tomi Lahren? Tomi Lahren, she's like the perfect woman. She's a right-wing hot girl and she's one of us. And she's going to help turn this country back to the right. You have to admit, Caleb, that the rise of someone like Tomi Lahren shows that the right is coming back to this country. Isn't this great? Tomi Lahren, this big, wonderful icon of a woman. Tomi Lahren, this perfect right-wing traditional woman. Oh, isn't she great? You fucking morons. Do you see now how stupid you are and how delusional you are? How many times do these messiahs, you right-wing, well, full right-wing, because Trump supporters aren't right-wingers, they're for big government just like the Democrats are. But anyway, you Trump supporter type guys, How many times do you have to keep clinging to these messiahs who stab you in the back? Trump's already done it 27 times. Tomi Lahren has done it. So many people done it over and over and over again until you motherfuckers realize that there is no right-wing savior coming to save you. America is a left-wing country. And America will continue to move to the left as time goes on, and you will not stop it by worshiping these people who are full of shit. You think Tomi Lahren just came up with this stuff just now? She was always like this. She was always like this, and you guys bought it, just like you bought Trump. Stupid. And look, you know, if you know my content, how hard I am on the left-wingers. The left-wingers are totally insane. So you know how tough I am on them. You guys don't get a pass on this. You guys, yet again, clinged to this woman back in 2015, 2016. You worshiped this woman. And now you same guys going, what the hell? She's a feminist. It's bullshit. Yeah, that's exactly what I told you 4 years ago, you idiots. You've got to be objective about this stuff. You've got to stop and think instead of operating based on your hopes and your dreams and your touchy feelings. This is where America is going. This is what women are becoming, and you're not going to stop it. And the reason I'm saying this and pointing this out to you, and I hope you get this, most of you aren't going to get this, but maybe a few of you Trump supporters will finally see the light. The reason I'm saying this is because 2 years from now, 3 years from now, 5 years from now, there will be some other fake right-wing messiah type figure that you guys cling on to and say, oh, this person is so great. They're going to turn America back to the right, make America great again, and fix all of our fucking problems. Like Donald Trump, like Tomi Lahren. You morons. And you're going to do it again and again and again as America continues to burn. Instead of taking the time and effort out of politics and putting it into your life and building an alpha male 2.0 life so you can be happy. Please remember this. Tomi Lahren didn't stab you in the back. She was already stabbing you in the back and you didn't notice it because you were too delusional.
So let's go through these lists again because I know y'all love a list. Number 1, are you single? Number 2, make a plan. Nobody wants a pen pal. We want to actually see you. If not, don't text us because it's a waste of our time and we don't want to see it on our phones. Got it? All right. Next thing. Value. Okay? Value. Take that in. Just repeat it to yourself until it makes sense. Okay. If you want to date a girl that has nothing going on, then that's fine. But please do not mix in people like me and my friends who have something going on with your other girls that have nothing going on. And by nothing going on, I mean this. There is no job that is unimportant. There is no job that's not valuable or that's not worthy. It is. But if you want to mix in people like me and people like my friends who are go-getters, who work really hard, who make their own money, who are talented, skilled, ambitious, please don't mix us in with the Tatianas. We don't want to be there. If that's what you want, find them. Please, for the love of God, do not mix us in with them because we don't want to be there. And quite frankly, we take it as an insult if we find out that you are also talking to 5 Tatianas who have nothing going on. People like me and my friends are going to be insulted by that. And there's almost really no coming back from it.
Again with the dominant bullshit, if you're going on dates with me, you better not be talking to any other women except me. Fucking bullshit, but it gets even worse.
So if you want that kind of a girl, the kind of girl who's just kind of happy, going through the motions of life, not really super ambitious, hasn't really found herself yet, doesn't really have a whole lot going on other than she's pretty, please just go after them. And please do not mix us in. We don't want to be there. I promise you.
Okay, did you hear what she just said? Did you hear what she just said? If you want a girl who is happy, then fuck off. Don't mix them in with me. Exactly. These types of women, these dominants, are not happy women. Does Tomi Lahren strike you as a happy woman? By the way, she has never struck me as a happy woman. Even 4 or 5, 6 years ago, when you Trump supporters were drooling all over her, I watched her stuff and I went, my God, this is one of the most angry women I've ever seen in my life. If I had to go on a date with a woman like this, I would shoot myself in the fucking head. I don't care how good looking she is, because there are a lot of women who are good looking and happy. And these are the women that she's denigrating and making fun of. You want to date a happy girl? Well, then fuck you, buddy. Go fuck off. Don't put me around those types of women. That is insulting that you want to. She is literally insulted that you want to be with a pretty girl who is happy instead of a pretty girl who is an angry, dominant go-getter. Now, there's nothing wrong with go-getters. I'm a go-getter. And there's nothing wrong with go-getter women. I have dated some go-getter women, but they weren't angry, dominant bitches. They were normal, happy girls. See how angry she is that you might want to date a girl who is happy? She literally said, you want a girl who's kind of happy? Oh, what an idiot. I hope you're listening to her very carefully. She's revealing a lot about herself and a lot about her inner fears and what she wants from men. She doesn't want you to date someone happy. She wants you to date an angry, uptight, dominant overachiever like herself, which is fine. But can you imagine if you were in a relationship with this woman? Would this be a happy relationship with someone this wound up, this uptight, this angry, this frustrated? Or would you like to be with a happy girl? Tomi is beautiful, but there are also beautiful women, she just said it, who are happy. Those are the ones you want to date, not beautiful women who are furious and angry like Tomi Lahren.
So value. There's a lot of women out there that I know that are my good friends who have amazing jobs, who work really hard, but who can't seem to find a decent guy, even if they go up in age 5 to 10 to 15 years, because those guys all want to be with 21-year-olds who have nothing going on.
Why do these men want to be with these, quote, 21-year-olds with nothing going on? Is it because all of these older men want to get in serious relationships with 21-year-olds? Is that what they want? I mean, a few of those weirdos do, but most of them don't. No, it's because those women with, quote, nothing going on are happy. They're relaxed. They're chill. When you hang out with them, they're smiling, happy, laughing, joking around. When you hang out with these strong, powerful, successful women, nothing wrong with strong, powerful, successful women. Nothing wrong with that. But these strong, powerful, successful women who are angry with chips on their shoulders, do you think they're smiling and happy and joking around when you go out on dates? Or are they angry and pissed off and stressed out and they're dominants, which means they're trying to boss you around and set the agenda and you don't want to do it, they get angry. Whereas these, quote, 21-year-old girls with nothing going on are more than happy to do whatever you want. They don't care. They just want to be with you. They just want to have fun. Now, I'm not saying that younger women are better than older women. Okay, I purposely went out of my way to marry a woman in her mid-30s. So any woman listening to this is going to try to accuse me of being some kind of guy where I only want to fuck young girls. Incorrect. I could have married a 21-year-old girl, a 20-year-old girl. I had many opportunities to do just that, and I didn't. So I'm not talking about age. I'm talking about personality. I'm talking about where certain women are in life. These women that she's bitching about because these are happy women, and that's why these men who she can't get want to be with them. Yes, Tomi, I'm very sorry. But given the choice between a high-income, highly stressed, angry, bitchy dominant and a low-income woman who is the same age and the same level of attractiveness, who is smiling and happy because she's not stressed out all the time, I'm sorry, I'll take option 2. And most men would take that as well, including older men, including successful men like me, including high-income men, including high SMV men. That's the way it goes. You want to fix that? It's real easy. Start being nice. Take a deep breath, relax, and start being more nice. And guess what? You will be shocked at how fast your dating life turns around and how much these high-value SMV men will suddenly want to be with you when you're smiling and happy instead of frowning and bitching about everything like you are right now.
It's very unfortunate. I don't think it's going to be fulfilling. But I would say to the men out there, try to maybe find a woman that you can talk to, communicate with, might actually have her shit together, might actually be ambitious and have something going on or want to have something going on. I don't care what she does. She doesn't have to be on TV. She doesn't have to be a PhD. She doesn't have to be a television producer. She doesn't have to own her own company, but be ambitious and have something going on. Those women out there are going to be a lot more fulfilling to you. You're actually going to enjoy your time. And if you actually might want a sustainable and healthy and stable relationship, that's probably the kind of girl you're going to need to find. Not the Tatianas who just want to look cute and post Instagram stories.
Factually wrong. Wrong, incorrect. If you date a high-achieving, high-driving, angry, dominant woman, the odds of you getting divorced go up, not down. The odds of her dumping you because she gets frustrated or bored with you go up, not down. So actually, what she just said is the opposite of the truth. If you want to reduce the odds of having a divorce or breakup, now the odds are sky high in the modern era with any woman of any age, of any personality, no matter what you do. Long-term monogamy doesn't work. Women are biologically wired to leave you no matter what, so they're high no matter what. But if you want to reduce those odds, you would do the exact opposite of what she's suggesting. You would actually go after one of these women with, quote, not a lot going on, who is relaxed and chill and enjoying life and smiling and happy and fun, instead of this angry, stressed out woman who is trying to make $1 billion. You will actually have less drama in your relationships, and the odds of you getting broken up or divorced go down. And even if you do get divorced or break up, the drama surrounding that will be much less with a woman like that. Sorry, Tomi, you are factually wrong. You are factually incorrect.
Now, I love a good Instagram story. Y'all know I do. I love a good boomerang. I love a good whatever. But if that's all you do, men, if that's all she does, probably Houston, we have a problem. I'm just going to let you in on a little tip.
No, Houston doesn't have a problem. Tomi has a problem. Tomi and women like her have a fucking problem. We don't have a problem. It's great for us.
The next thing on my list is this: consistency. It really does not help me or my friends or any woman in general if you are really cool and you're really interested when you first start talking to them, and then give it 3, 4, 5 days, and all of a sudden you're not consistent anymore. You don't make plans. You don't really care. You kind of fade in and out. You're talking to 5 other Tatianas. Consistency is important. Now, if you want to be inconsistent and you want to ghost and you want to fall off the radar, that's fine. But I'm going to give you a pro tip. People like me and people like my friends, we aren't going to really give a shit after that. We don't really care. The F's have been given and we're kind of done. I'll tell you this from personal experience. Once I'm turned off, I am turned off and I don't care anymore. Because at one point, I probably did care. At one point, my friends, they probably did care. They probably did like you because you expressed interest and maybe you were cool and maybe you were kind of fun to hang out with. But if you're not consistent and you fall off the radar, I give you maybe 1 to 2 chances to fix that, because I'm a very direct communicator. Women, this is important. I will communicate to you. If your communication isn't great, I will let you know that. I will let you know that more effort is needed.
Yeah, she's right. If she's mad at you and she doesn't like what you're doing, she's going to, quote, communicate it to you. Oh, hell yes, she will. She's a dominant. You will hear nothing but screaming, bitching, and complaining about everything you're doing wrong when you date a woman like this. Correct. Now, I got to go back, though, and be objective. Again, on the original point she was making here, she's right. Men are really stupid about this. Men do have a problem with consistency. A lot of men do, not all men. It's not as prevalent as the other problems we've talked about so far in this video. But yes, men fuck this up. They'll see a woman a few times and start getting weird or start getting complacent, or they will start getting inconsistent. So Tomi, once again, Tomi is right about this. Men are fucking this up. You need a strong sense of consistency when you date a woman. You need a sense that it is going to a certain direction. You need to provide a sense of structure, because that's what women are attracted to in men. And when they don't get that from men, they get turned off and or pissed off. So unfortunately, once again, she is right about this. Men are fucking this up. Men, you need to fix this shit. Be consistent when you date a woman. I am extremely consistent, and I teach this in my relationship management skills. Consistency is key. Correct.
But if you don't heed that warning and I have to warn you twice, I'm done at that point, because I don't really care anymore. Now I'm done. Now I don't care. And I know my friends who are watching this are thinking and saying the same thing, because we have these conversations on an almost daily basis. Once you turn us off, we don't care anymore. So let that be a warning to you. You're probably not going to circle back. They always come back. They always come back. But when you're ready to come back, I probably don't care anymore. So if you want to switch up, stay there. Pro tip. My last thing on my list is also very important. Don't be, excuse my language, don't be a bitch. Don't be a bitch. Don't be a bitch. If you have been failed and you lost a woman of value like myself or my friends, and then we don't really care anymore, don't be a bitch. Don't be butthurt. You did it to yourself. Okay? And it's no longer my problem. Now it's become a personal problem of yours. So don't be a bitch.
That's correct. And I've been talking about this for 10 plus years on the internet. When women stop wanting to see men, men turn into whiny little babies and little girls and little bitches, and they whine and they bitch and they complain. Well, why not? You want to see me again? Come on. Yeah. When you fuck this up, or even if you don't fuck this up, if a woman doesn't want to see you, what do I teach? 4 to 6 months of no contact. Period, end of story. Get out of her life. Vanish out of her life. You can respond to her if she texts you, but you don't want to text her. Now, by the way, that only works if you've had sex with her twice. If you have not yet had sex with her twice, she's gone. You're never going to see her again. Move on. Learn from your mistakes. But unfortunately, Tomi is right here. Men are becoming not becoming, they are whiny little bitch babies when women dump them. And I have said this before. I've been on the record about this. Usually within the first few months of a relationship or a dating environment, usually when the relationship ends, it really is the guy's fault. It's because he fucked it up. It's true.
And by the way, if I'm no longer interested because your effort is shitty, that's not me being a bitch. That's not me being difficult. That's me having a standard in which I expect from people. I do have high standards and high expectations. My friends have high standards and high expectations. Do you want to know why? We've worked for those.
You can have high standards all you want, sweetheart. The problem is you need to recognize that there are a lot of women, while you're busting your balls making high standards, there are a lot of women who are just as hot as you, if not hotter, and are your age or younger than you who are much nicer to men. And you are in direct competition against those women, as you are now discovering. I believe Tomi Lahren is about 27 years old, and you'll discover this, Tomi, as you get older and older, but it looks like you already are. Women like this forget that they are in competition against women who are nicer than them. They forget about this. That's why they are just bewildered when a guy dumps these women or bypasses these women and goes after a woman who has less money, has, quote, less things going on because she's happier.
Okay? We work hard. We're successful. We take care of ourselves. We try to look cute. We have a desire to be something more each day. Okay? That's why we have the ability to be somewhat what you call difficult. It's not difficult. We just have a baseline standard. And if you can't meet that standard, that's okay. A lot of men cannot. But if you are one of those men out there, and I have them all over my DMs, sometimes I check them, and you guys are like, what would it take to be with someone like you? What would it take to be with your friends? What are girls like you? What are they looking for? I laid them out for you very simply there.
Let me explain to you. Let me translate that for you from woman language to English. Let me tell you exactly the type of man she wants. She wants a high-income beta male. That's what she wants. She wants a successful, good-looking, high-income beta who will kiss her ass and will do whatever he's told and follow her agenda. That's what she wants. Now, how many men are like that out in the world? Very, very, very few. Most beta males are not high SMV, high income, good looking. Those are alpha males. And those types of guys, when they get a woman like this on a first date, and I know because I've dated women like Tomi Lahren, dated as in I've been on first and second dates with them, who are very beautiful, who are very pretty, but extreme dominance, and want to run your show. That's why when men like that encounter these women, they go, oh, gee, I mean, you're hot. I want to fuck you. But other than that, no, I'd rather move on to the, quote, girl with nothing going on who is smiling and happy. That's what these women don't understand. And that's what hopefully you now understand in terms of what she really wants. She wants something that is extremely rare, almost impossible to find in many cases.
In order to have a shot with a girl like me or girls like my friends, girls that are worth a damn, you don't really have to be Brad Pitt. You don't have to be famous. You don't even really have to make a lot of money or have a really fantastic job. You just have to be determined. You have to be in some way successful in that you want to attain some certain kind of success for yourself. You're driven. You have goals. You can handle a woman with standards. That's not going to turn you off. And you're going to put in the effort to be with somebody like myself or my friends.
Again, she is describing a man who doesn't exist. You need to be successful and have drive, but kiss my ass and do whatever you're told. I have written entire articles about this. This is called the myth of the submissive alpha male. This is what all women want, and this is what it doesn't exist. This big, badass, tough, hard-driving, motivated, successful, badass, masculine guy who does what he's told and is a perfect gentleman and does exactly what I say and takes out the trash and never fucks other girls and devotes his life to me. There's no such man as this. There is no such man as this. Hardcore, badass, high-achieving men tend to be alpha males who don't put up with angry, dominant women like this. And beta males, the type of men who do kiss her ass and will do whatever they're told and will follow her agenda, are guys who work at fucking Starbucks. You think she dated a guy like that? No.
We deserve that. and we will not compromise our standards.
Then you will never, ever have a long-term relationship with a man. You'll have an occasional boyfriend for a few years, then break up with him. You might get engaged and then call off the engagement like you just did, Tommy. You might even get married and then get divorced in a few years because you are trying to pursue something that doesn't exist. Sorry, it's the way it goes.
I tell you this, it will be a cold day in hell when I chase a man. And I know that's the same thing for my friends as well. And if my friends are listening and they're thinking about chasing a man, please, for the love of God, do not. Because there is not one single man on planet Earth, okay, that is worth making any woman feel like she is not good enough. I don't care how hot a girl is, how smart, how successful, how rich. We have all dealt with men who treat us like we are not good enough. No, the problem is we are too enough and you can't handle it.
Right. You're angry, you're high maintenance, you're dominant, you're bossy, you want to run our lives. Therefore, it is clearly our fault. Now, that's it for the video. There's a few more minutes, but she basically repeats her points. I want you to understand something, you guys watching this video. I want you to understand this, and I know you're not going to like this, but this is the truth. What you're seeing, this woman that you're seeing, is the future. This is the future of the Western world, the collapsing Western world. As the Western world continues to collapse, more and more women will be like this, including women who don't make a lot of money, including women who are not successful at all. They will start acting the part. Women are getting stronger, they're getting more confident, they're getting more aggressive, and they're getting more masculine. And just because Tommy is pretty, do not think for 1 minute that she is not masculine. She is. Women are becoming more like this. The woman that you are now seeing, this woman who many of you Trump supporters thought was some kind of savior a few years ago, this is the future of women in the Western world. And men are getting worse. Men are getting more beta, more pussified, more wimpy, more stupid, more irrational, more emotional, more disorganized. That is the future of men in the Western world. This is one of the many reasons why the West is collapsing. Women are becoming more like men. Men are becoming more like women. I hope you like it. Now, here's the one ray of sunshine here. As the alpha male 2.0, we are the small percentage of men who stand to benefit from this. Because all these other men, many of whom that she was talking about in this video, all these men doing all these things wrong, we don't do these things wrong. We exploit this scenario. There's going to be a lot of these women who are very attractive, who will not be able to find these men, but they're still going to need to have sex. And guess who they're going to have sex with? Us, the alpha male 2.0s. Now, you're not going to date, you would never want to date a dominant like this. You would never want to marry a woman like this, but you could certainly have an FB like this. I've said before several times, dominant women like this make fantastic FBs. They're great. I've had many FBs like this. They're wonderful. I don't date dominant women like this, and you shouldn't either. So as the alpha male 2.0, you can exploit these problems, as always. And if you are not an alpha male 2.0, if you are a beta male, wow, good fucking luck, buddy. If you're an alpha male 1.0, Jesus Christ, good luck, pal. This is what you have to look forward to. This is going to get worse. Much, much worse. And I've seen it get worse just over the last 10 years. Certainly over the last 30. But actually the rate of this decline in terms of how men are and how women are is accelerating. Get ready for much, much more of this as the West continues to collapse. And as I always say, you can bitch and moan and whine about that and complain how terrible it is, or you can take action, modify your approach, assume an alpha male 2.0 dating and lifestyle model, and take advantage of this for your own personal gain. Hope this helps. Let's see what decision you make.